So in the last few years, car prices have just been insane with how expensive they've been. For example, like how the RX-7 went from a few 10 G's now all the way up to $40,000, and with the Mazda RX-7 being only copped for only $500, now you have to get it for $5,000. And with this inflation going out with the car market, there are very little cars you could buy now for bang for your buck. So today we're going to talk about some amazing, really fast and sport cars you could get for under $15,000. I did just want to say 90% of you guys are not subscribed to the channel yet. So if you guys didn't know, we were on the road to 350 subscribers and we did smash that in the last few days. So I did want to say, if you guys can subscribe and hit that like button, it will be very appreciated, and road to 400 subscribers now. Anyways, with being a broke teenager and also being a car guy, I can feel how hard it is to try to find that perfect car that you want to buy. Or let's just say you have a second fun project car you want to work on and you just don't have the money for it. This video is for you. Today, let's talk about the fastest cars we could find for under $15,000. So going into our first car, we're going to talk about the beautifully ugly C5 Corvette. Now, no, we're not going to talk about the Z06 version of this car because that is going over the budget for this video. But we are just going to talk about the base C5 Corvette that comes with so much technology and so much horsepower. With this roaring V8 being so loud and sounds so good, this car comes with an automatic burble tune. With this car just coming under 3,500 pounds and then having over 350 horsepower, this car is just a beast through the straight lines. With all that being said, not only the horsepower is there, but there's also adaptive suspension on a 2002 car. Tell me that's just not insane. Don't get me started, it also had heads-up display. This car was just made from the future. Now moving on to our next car, with this car having a bit more hype, we're going to be talking about the E92/F30 335i. If you guys didn't know what a 335 is, it's an inline 6 singular turbo 3 series coupe. And that's of course if you get the E92 version. But this car comes with a whopping $14,000. Now you might be wondering, why is this car so pricey compared to most of the other cars we're going to talk about? Well, that's pretty simple. It's a BMW. Now the M54 inside the 335i is notorious for being the German 2JZ, but it is also very easy to break. With that being said though, it still is a German engine with it having German parts, and German parts equal very expensive parts. But that's the one look at you guys really do need to look at whenever you guys buy this car, with how much miles it has, how many owners, and who the owners were. Overall, if you guys get a clean title 335i, most of all the E92 version for $14,000, I would say get it as soon as possible because it really is a bang for your buck as long as you maintain it well, and even if you want to tune it. Now going on to our next car, which I've talked about so much on this channel, will be the Lexus SC300 or the SC400. Once again, I have no clue where to start off with this car, whether we talk about the 2JZ version of it or the V8 version of it. Now yes, horsepower wise, this JDM Icon might be the lowest one on the list, but there is more to it. With this car having 3,000 pounds only to its name and it having a 2JZ in it, it is so easily tunable, so cheap to tune, and so easy to make horsepower. This car is undeniably a hidden gem that I'm surprised that does not go up in price, and I'm trying to let you guys know to buy it as soon as possible before it does. Because sooner or later, the JDM fanboys are really gonna understand there is a 1JZ GTE inside of this car. And not only that, the SC400 is nowhere to look with a blind eye. This car pushes 250 horsepower with it having only 3,000 something pounds. Now coming over with the Lexus SC300 and the SC400, this car is only gonna wrap you guys around for only $9,000. Overall, both these cars are manufactured by Lexus, and there is one really good perk that comes with it, and that's pretty much having amazing reliability. The maintenance costs of these are going to be so minimal, it's not even funny. So overall, this car is just going to be the amount you buy it for. Now moving on to the cheapest car on this list, we're going to talk about the Honda Integra Gen 3. Now this car comes on a whopping $5,000. You do not find this price range for any sort of car anymore in this car market. Now you guys might be wondering, hey Stitchy, why are you putting a Gen 3 Honda Integra inside of this while it has only a bit under 200 horsepower? And that's because of how cheap it is and the turbo kits you guys can put on it. With turbo kits costing up to $1,000 with the intercoolers and piping all included, this car cannot be looked at with a blind eye as well. Personally, out of all the cars on this list, I would definitely be buying the Honda Integra out of all of them, just because of how cheap it is, because it's a Honda and it has reliability, and how easy it is to modify and get turbo noises out of it. I did want to say as well, this car is very track oriented if you wanted to, with a few more outside mods put on it as well, and staying under that $15,000 budget, you will get a track beast. Now coming up to our last car, and in my opinion the most hidden gem out of all these, we're gonna talk about the Mazda RX8. Now with the Mazda RX8 being a 1.3 liter naturally aspirated rotary engine, you cannot pass by looking at it. This car being so unique and cheap, with it costing only $9,000, is a must buy. And this is also one of the cars that I would recommend to add a turbocharger with it. Adding a turbocharger with this can bring it up to almost 400 horsepower, if not above 400 horsepower, reliably, with it being a 3,000 pound car. Now take this into consideration. Having that with a 6-speed manual, just imagine how fast and how much fun you're gonna have on the road. And most importantly, this is a rear wheel drive car, so you will be able to do some fun oversteer activities. But that's all the cars I have to talk about today, and thank you guys for watching. If you guys do have any sort of video ideas, leave them in the comments down below, and please make sure to let me know. I really appreciate all the support, and if you guys can please subscribe and hit that like button, it will really mean the world. We're on road to 400 subscribers and you guys are just the best. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you guys' time, and make sure to get one of these cars if you guys have the money. Anyways guys, once again, thanks for watching. I can't appreciate it enough, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!